Cheef and Go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I just realized something. I am coming through. What am I coming through? Oh Lord, I got iTunes in the back playing. Apple Music, and I don't know where my audio is. Okay, just the way I'm hearing it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Happy Thursday. Happy Lucky Thursday and Friday. Happy Friday Eve, and welcome to the Cheef and Go. I'm just gonna let y'all know off bucks. I always gotta keep it a buck, you know that. Y'all know I'm always on the go, wearing 12 hats. But this particular week, I got a lot going on. And then, anything can and will happen at any time with no apparent reason, no warning. And that's what life is about, chaos. Not in a negative sense, but un, un, unpredictability, right? That's what life is. So I turned into a plumber today. I'm pretty handy though. I done some plumbing jobs, toilets. I fix toilets and sinks and install faucets and used to work with a mechanic. So always been good with my hands. So it wasn't nothing but peanut to an elephant. I had to change my expansion tank, my boiler expansion tank, which is real easy. That don't just screw off but try and patch it and all that. I had to try to do that before this goddamn snowstorm. So, Mr. Chief, Mr. All of the Above made it happen. Like I said, welcome to the Cheef and Go. Lucky Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. It's just me tonight, as far as I know, unless somebody come on through. Because like I said, I got a lot of things going on. I got to stick and move. But I wanted to come check in with the people, with the Crank Nation. I'm your host, Chiefy. Little Chief, Chiefy Dog, Chief Rocker, Chief Dizzle for Shizzle for Sheezy for Show. Chief Keep It Brief, Rockadamus, Rockaware, Mr. All of the Above, the cheat code, and all that. But yeah, I just said, man, I'm gonna come on here and talk a little bit. It's on Instagram. They still that joint always playing. Come on, IG. I don't know. I might play some music and play out some music and play out some music and or some videos. Maybe I'll share some other artists, some of the artists in the DMV you might not know about. I have a playlist on YouTube, on this YouTube on my Go-Go Loops page that I'm uploading all the newer go-go music that's released from our family, you know, our go-go music family. Um, Shout out to Lux Radio for keeping it going. Clap it up for them, matter of fact. Can y'all hear my effects tonight? Just let me know. Nah, I'm doing something different. I ain't really I'm set up at a different angle and everything. I ain't really worried about the effects and all that, but yeah, like I said, just checking in, man. What's going on? What's going on? Probably still can't hit. Anyway, I don't want to go back there and hit the mixer because my pants is halfway falling down, and I don't want y'all to.
Don't start no shit. Won't be no shit now. Don't fuck shit up.
I don't want y'all to see what y'all need to be seeing, okay? But Camellia, C Mills in the building. What's up, Camellia? Where's Jocelyn? I um I had a lot going on, so I had to take care of a lot of stuff. I got a lot going on this weekend. The family, my family, okay. So I have musicians in my family, right? My father played bass. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all can see how this floor look, it's mayhem in here. That's why I love these joints because I could just act like, yeah. My father played bass. My uncle Kenny is a guitarist. His son Travis plays keys. My cousin Precious, um, Mother Love Patterson is a singer. Got another cousin Brittany that sings well. Okay, so we got a lot of family people. My cousin Jelani can play drums and percussion. Um, so at an event a couple years ago for my grandmother, we decided that we need to get together and try to play at one of these next events. So my aunt Phyllis is having her 80th birthday party over at a she having like a private party at a venue, not like a club, but she rented a ballroom, whatever. So we getting together to play for this event, and they called me to kind of bring it all together. So I'm about to be doing sound DJing, going to rehearsal for the band, what I'm saying, getting the song list together. And so we've been rehearsing. It's coming together real nice. So it's the first time we actually played together as a group, and it's a beautiful thing, and more to come. So, I got to do that Saturday. The gig is Saturday. So I'm just fine tuning everything, and I got to figure out, the board and all the things I need to know and remember the songs and get my DJ apparatus together and my playlist. Uh, she's turning 80, and but she's not, it's not, like a old, not like a old cripple. She walk slow 80. She's vibrant, so she's a vibrant thing, a vibrant. So nah, it's gonna be nice, and should be some good people in the building that count. That might turn into some other gigs, but we plan to get together and record as a band and do some other stuff too. So this is a beautiful thing, but it's a lot of pressure just trying to get it together, make it right. Um, wearing the multiple hats. But speaking of multiple hats, which is this is one of the dopest hats I've ever owned. Y'all know that Madness hat is a classic. Ah, ah, ah. 85 Universal Madness, official sponsor of the Cheef and Go. Shout out to them. Y'all need to make sure y'all go down there and you know what I'm talking about. Get right with that madness. With that madness shop. They down on Leonardtown Road, 3641 Leonardtown Road, Waldorf, Maryland. Universal Madness. And your man Woody Woods in there with all the good go-go CDs, so you get your music, and Woods got the oils too. And you can get all your madness gigs, so you can come out there club ready. You party ready when you come out of 3641 Leonardtown Road. Shout out to Madness. Appreciate them. This is my this is what I got for this week. I'm talking about the gray with the gold. Oh yeah. Let me get all this hair out of the way. They go to the back. Did y'all see that? I can't see if y'all can see. But yeah, good old man is always doing what it's supposed to do. DC Legends. There's a couple prints down here too. DC Legends, yeah. Look, I just popped it out the plastic. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like that. Got madness on my side, bruh. I ain't never been fresher. Only because of the Cheef and Go. Nah, I love it. Well, speaking of gear and apparatus, a photographer, I do. Hey, Kyrie, I got my man E. Soon as I break into this threshold where I can just pay him, I said, man, how much could I charge you to follow me all day? Cause y'all gotta see it. Yeah, y'all hear me say, man, it's always, man. I mean, everybody live life. It's always, we know how life is, but it'd be cool to just catch moments of it. So I say, E, man, how much you gonna charge me to, you know what I mean? Not, you ain't gonna follow me all day, of course, but you know what I'm saying? Just be with me and catching some of this stuff in real time. I need to bring my man E on the show. Where you at, E? I was supposed to send this to people, but I just got finished putting the expansion tank on. But yeah, man, what's up, Kyrie? Appreciate you coming in, Julian, Congo J, in the building. I need to get out and see mature clientele again, man. I ain't been going out. I just be, being here working on websites and documentaries and doing a lot of other, just the media side. and being a plumber and a drummer again, and and I'm about to get on the song. Shout out to Goody, man. I'm about to get on something with Goody and Kenilworth Katrina. Shout out Kenilworth and Stingy Dink, my peoples, right? In my DC car. So that's coming soon. I'm working on music. Got a lot of music coming soon. And what else? A lot. But I want to show y'all some stuff since it's just me here. I'm gonna put y'all on to the store, the Always Remain True Collective, because I get into the, I mean, of course we a brand, we gonna make merchandise, but I'm trying to get it a little, go a little further and just make some good stuff, Mike. I used to I came in the game making t-shirts at about 2000 with scrapers. But appreciate y'all coming through. This gonna probably be a members only show. I ain't doing nothing too much because I gotta get on my DJ practice after this. You ready? For Saturday. 24 karat magic. Hey, that's what this is. Hey, Rick in the bag. This that madness 24 karat magic. And it all rhymes and it's in perfect time. You ain't know it, but I'm a poet. What's up, Jamal Pee Wee in the house? Oh no, what you say, Slick? He said he got a new name from that good District Kings situation with Jam and Jeff and Nicky Bonds. And who else in there, man? Y'all be cranking. Who was the girl? The girl singer. Anyway, y'all be cranking, man. You got Jam and Jeff back there, and Nicky Bonds and Pee Wee up on the one. We in there. You already know. Jamal up on the one. I know Jamal used to play with the Huggerbucks too. And damn, not unique. What's that band? I always forget. It's not Unique Dimensions. Unique, perfect. Anyway, they won the battle of the bands. Shout out to you, my brother, for coming through. Congo J, no. Unique perspective. No, that ain't it. My man, brother Roland man, Roland. I was gonna call you see if you wanted to come on tonight, man. What you doing? I'll send you the link. You can come on and we can have a convo. We can talk about the Up podcast coming soon. The Up 22. You know what I'm talking about? The good brother Roland. Sounds of Africa. My man, hey Jay, I be loving that. They be like, down 95, straight out of Zimbabwe. Always got the African reference. I love it. Every time I see them joints, I laugh. Straight out of motherfucking Sahara. No, that it don't be that. It always be way cooler than that. But y'all know it's Congo J. Shout out to Mature Clientele and Chop. Shout out to Chops or Chop, whatever. I saw Chop when I saw you that night at the Friday. I ain't know Chop could give you the R&B. You know what I'm saying? The R&B feel like that. Definitely was impressed. And then I found out he playing with Raheem. So I said, okay. Who is Lexi Lex? That sound familiar. All right. I'm going to send that to you, my brother. Oh, Rather Unique. That's right. That's right. Rather Unique. Yes, indeed. My man Pee Wee. G Swag. I mean, a lot of us done been through a lot of camps. You know what I'm saying? That's what just get you get a different seasoning everywhere you go. You just pick up a little bit. You know what I mean? And make it great. It's a beautiful thing. And that's something we could talk about because I saw somebody post that like, what if if it wasn't for band hopping, Go would be dead or something, or like what's the difference in DC? Because on the national circuit, you have different musicians that come and play with different bands. I remember my father came home years ago and said, "Man, I went to see Tony Braxton, and Stokely was playing drums for her. She was opening for Mint Condition. I guess her drum ain't come." This is when I first knew Stokely played drums. That's how long ago it was. I didn't even know he played drums. But you got different people that do studio work and that fill in with bands or go on the tour. Like you might see D'Angelo with Chris Dave. You might see D'Angelo with Questlove, which is kind of like a unit. They had a unit, and then Chris Dave. You know what I'm saying? But that does occur on a big circuit. But the only way to prevent that is to have a musician on retainer, right? So real big artists, they'll put a musician on retainer. So okay, we tour for 6 months out the year. Now put you on this retainer for 6 months because I don't want you going over there playing with this one, this and that one. I want you to be either available for studio work or whatever, spot dates. I don't know, but that's what that retainer is for. So that could be a good topic. I'm about to send this joint to you, Roland. Because we musicians, and you go to Atlanta, like with XO Band, it's a lot of times if Kyrie and Chris and Maestro ain't there, it's a guitar player that's doing gig, and it's like a relationship ain't ready to be monogamous and exclusive. Like, nah, I hit with y'all for this much, but then later that night I gotta go over here, and that's what kind of like the musician life is, especially now. Now in our day, my bad, let me send it. In our day, it was a little different. And we was young too. That was the thing. We was young, kind of like started the band out of school together, and it was a certain loyalty, like on some gang shit. So a lot of that wasn't really happening, cause it's like, nah, Slim. You know what I'm saying? And I should have just sent it to your email, but I'm gonna do this cause I'm right here. But I think that's a good topic. Pros and cons, right? What's the pros and cons of that? You know, why is go-go different, or why should it be different? And what's the criteria? Like when is it too much band hopping? Like, or what's the so back to the pros and cons. So when does it affect one band? Like, if it what's the outcome? What's the consequences? What's the results, the cause and effect, right? So you playing with 4 or 5 bands, and if 2 or 3 of them hot, you're gonna have a scheduling conflict. And now it's like I'm going with the most money, right? So that's where it becomes problematic, I believe, right? That's definitely should be one thing, one part where it comes problematic. District Kings, what's her name? Man, I think the first video I seen what she had on, I think it was one of them the trucks. Y'all was on the the crank truck. It might not. It was outside though. I remember saying, "Oh yeah, wait a minute, who that is?" But no, she sound good too. So men, we visual first, so we see it and we like, yeah. And then when she sound good, we like, yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all remember that? Oaktown's 357. Um, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No, that was JJ Fad. My bad. Y'all remember JJ Fad? Yeah, but y'all doing y'all thing. I gotta get with Jeff, man. He's supposed to be coming up on here. He was supposed to be coming up on here. I'm supposed to go to practice with the to catch him and Mickey and them and all that, but that was before the situation switched over. Wow. Yeah, 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 yeah. Man, y'all should see like the trolls, young. He'd be like, why the troll shit always like Diddy? Is that working? That was 357 with the yeah, 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 yeah. Or was that JJ Fad and we're here to rock supersonic? That's JJ Fad. I remember 357. You already know. That's when them, yeah, they was wearing them bodysuits and shit. Early, well, I guess that the 80s? No, it's the 90s. Oh, so y'all got Lexi Lex now. That name sound familiar, but I need to find out who that is. Lexi Lex. I'm gonna look her up. But anyway, I mean, like I said, I was gonna show y'all the like the merchandise accessories and the We got different things. I just been in here trying to, you know what I'm talking about, put it all together. But let me figure out how to share it. How do I do that? I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a long day. But yeah, I'm gonna pull some up. Y'all performing with her yet? Jamal? Oh well, there go my good brother Roland. So I'm gonna hold up on the collective because I need some company up on the Cheef and Go. Yes, indeed, the good brother Roland. Hey,
The cut. Caught me in
man,
transition, Slim.
man, I feel you. Like the last couple times you text me, I ain't even got to look at them joints. I've been calling the shop, tags about to die. You know, about to be play Junior and Deuce Nine and Googie. Had to make sure I had everything, but I think we're gonna be good. What's up with you?
Man, just making some stuff happen, man. Got some down projects coming up. The great God is sending snow this way, so we may have to postpone this week, man.
You choppy. I don't know what it is.
It's the sound. It's
What you on your
reverb.
laptop or the phone? No, it's just like you know how the service.
It's
You know how you
iPad.
talking to somebody come in and out. I just don't want to miss nothing you saying.
Okay. It's just a reverb on the mic.
Oh, it should be a setting. It say, got it. Damn, I muted myself. I know I got the joint that say echo cancellation when you go to.
Hello.
You got it. The mic or that's the computer joint.
It's an iPad.
Oh, it's on the iPad. Yeah, it might just been service because they ain't did it since. If it get too bad, I'll say something. But yeah, this the good brother Roland, y'all. Big things coming up, so I wanted to bring him on. I thought about hitting you before the joint. Like I said, I've been moving and shaking.
Let me change the phone. Hold on, I'm going changing my phone.
Oh yeah, because it's still doing it. The phone might give you something better. Definitely R.I.P. D'Angelo. Man, dude was awesome. He was a hell of a goddamn musician, man. All around. All around, man. So, like I said, I'm gonna show y'all the store in a second. Oh, I gotta add you in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a whole different ball game. Yes, sir.
Man, we in the building.
We're in the building. Shout out Stomp Dog. Hey, that's what it need to be. Instead of hey y'all, right? Or maybe I need a hey y'all. DMX. DMX, huh? Ride or die. But yeah, now brother rolling the building, man. Yeah, tell them you know, what you do, who you are, what's coming soon.
Oh man, just one of them good brothers that's been supporting the movement near and far for years. Trying to put a foundation together to help the genre raise to a different level, give globally recognized again, like it was back in the day, but with a different um, energy, different lexing, because there's so many bands out here and so many talented artists and musicians. We need to position ourselves to, so what, get some of this cachet, get some of this success out there.
Absolutely. So what's the name of the promotional company? Oh, I always forget.
Okay, it's Green Star Global Entertainment.
Green God?
Green Star.
Oh, Green Star.
Yeah. So when you see that red flag with the green star, with the
with the
open
open
intel, with the
intel, with the
EI-10
EI-10
entertainment on
entertainment
there.
on it.
That's
That's
us.
us.
Okay, Green Star Global.
Mm-hmm.
Green Star. Okay, so Green Star Global.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an app? Should I put it on here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
on my
On my app.
page. Well, this
well,
is an
this is an
Instagram account
Instagram
right
account
now,
right now,
but we
but
ain't
we
putting
ain't putting
nothing out
nothing out
until we
until
really
we
roll
really
out the
rolled out the
calendar for
calendar
this
for
year.
this year.
And we
And we
started
started
off
off
with this
with this
weekend
weekend
where we
when
was
we
gonna
was
roll
gonna
out
roll out
YK
YK
Nisi
Nisi
new
new
impressions and
impressions and
reaction
reaction
at the
at the
Coca
Coca
Cabana in
Cabana in
Hinesville this
Hinesville this
weekend.
weekend.
But like I
But like I
said, the
said, the
universe, the
universe, the
great
great
God, sent
God
us some
sent us some
snow,
snow,
some
some
purified
purified
elements,
elements,
some
some
pause for the
pause for the
pause,
pause,
and
and
we gonna
we
honor
gonna
that.
honor that.
Yeah, that's gonna be that should be lit. That what's her name? Okay, what you say?
YK
YK
Nisi.
Nisi.
YK
Nisi.
Nisi.
Nisi. YK Nisi. YK Nisi. Take
Mhm.
me through there. Take me through there. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
Saturday at the Coco Cabana, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So are you doing security? You got your security team there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
J
They
Okay.
Star
start
Elite.
elite.
Okay.
So
So
we do a
we
lot
do
of
a
that.
lot of that.
Security,
Security,
staffing,
staffing,
support,
support,
hosting, all
hosting,
that
all
type of
that type
stuff.
of stuff.
Yeah. So man, the good brother Roland, man, really like he's
And my
good at
partner Justice.
organizing and oh, what's his name?
My
My
man
man
Justice.
Justin,
Good
Justice.
brother.
good bro.
Yeah.
Justice.
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 Yeah.
Yes. So y'all look out for some of that stuff they got. But my brother, bro, I call him Coach Roland, because he be focused and he call and we talk about some plays and moves we gonna make, and Roland kind of he talked to a lot of people about plays and moves, but Roland just think a little different. It's like a lot of times he'll bring up something that I hadn't thought of. He gonna put some paint where it ain't, and that's what I'm really intrigued about and interested in moving forward and doing some things. And plus, it's just always been on 100. We always been on man time, always been love, respect, right? So I can always appreciate that. So yeah, man, I just wanted to bring you in, talk about that. I have damn, you don't have your uh oh, I got the designs. I would show them some of them designs, but anyway, I was gonna show them the store.
All of
All
that.
of that.
You
Yeah,
can do
You can do
whatever.
whatever.
yeah.
One thing
Or
that
if you had a topic, we could go somewhere too with it.
well, just
Well,
talking
just
about
talking
the
about the
genre, man.
genre,
Let's
man.
talk
Let's talk
about what
about
we
what we
gonna be
gonna
putting
be putting
forth with the
forth with
Up
the Up
podcast as we
podcast as we
start that.
start that.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Primarily, man,
Primarily,
we gonna
man, we
ride
gonna
that
ride that
wave
wave
of
of
the Go
the
Go
go-go
Awards.
world.
But for
But
primarily, man,
primarily,
we gonna
man,
be
we gonna be
talking to the
talking to the
people,
people,
giving the
giving the
people a
people a
platform
platform
to
to
voice
voice
their
their
successes,
successes,
their
their
gripes,
gripes,
their
their
understanding,
understanding,
their
their
misunderstandings,
misunderstandings,
and we're gonna
and we're
try
gonna
to
try to
produce
produce
a gumbo,
gumbo,
a
a
stir
stir
fry
fry
that can
that can
feed the
feed the
people, to
people, to
feed this
feed this
energy
energy
that can get
that can
this
get this
genre to the
genre
next
to the
level.
next level.
Right.
You
So
know,
you said
we want
We
to
want
talk
to
to the
talk to the
people. We're
people.
gonna
We're
get
gonna
to the
get to the
stars.
stars.
We're gonna
We're
get
gonna
to
get to
the
the
musicians and the
musicians and the
promoters and
promoters
the
and the
the good
the good
socialites and
socialites and
stuff.
stuff.
But
But
man,
man,
ain't nothing
ain't
gonna be
nothing gonna
like
be like
talking to the
talking to the
people, man.
people, man.
Talking to the
Talking to
people
the
who
people
pay
who
their
pay their
money
money
week in
week
and
in
week
and week
out
out
and
and
hear
hear
their
their
understanding,
understanding,
the
the
intelligence and
intelligence
the
and the
astuteness
astuteness
that
that
come
come
with the
with the
foundation of the
foundation of the
people.
people.
absolutely getting into the
Eh,
mind of the people.
yes,
Yes,
indeed.
What
indeed.
keep it going, right?
And
That's
what I
that's
tell
that's
you,
that's the socket, right?
oh, ain't no
Oh, ain't no
question.
question.
You know.
Because if
Because
you
if
as a
you as a
band
band
not paying
not paying
attention to
attention
your
to your
crowd
crowd
and you
and
just
you just
playing what
playing
you
what
want to
you want
do,
to do,
sooner or
sooner or
later
later
they gonna
they
be
gonna
over
be
to
over to
somewhere else where
somewhere
they
else where
paying
they paying
attention to
attention
it, man.
to it, man.
Yeah.
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 And I
And
feel
I
like
feel
we
like we
lost
lost
a half of a
half of a
generation, if
generation,
not a
if not a
whole
whole
generation,
generation,
to
to
rap
rap
Mm-hmm.
because they
because
pay
they pay
attention
attention
to the
to the
struggle. They
struggle.
paid
They paid
attention
attention
to
to
the
the
ins and
ins
outs
and
of
outs of
life, and
life,
they
and they
spoke to
spoke
that
to that
while
while
Gogo only
Gogo only
did a
did a
reverb of
reverb
those
of those
things.
things.
And so
And
Mm-hmm.
so
now we
now
got
we
so
got
much of
so much
our
of our
youth
youth
ain't dealing
ain't
with
dealing with
Go-Go.
Go-Go.
They in the
They in the
streets, they
streets, they
with
with
the
with
rap
the rap
music.
music.
They
They
banging that
banging
real
that
heavy.
real heavy.
Yeah, because they can relate to it, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
similar to their circumstances or
Mm-hmm.
imaginary circumstances in some cases, or they, their
Ain't a
characteristics.
lot of imaginary shit. But we stand honor to the imagination, man. You go far and cover a lot of ground when you follow your imagination. So we stand honor to that.
Yeah,
But
that's
from
it's everything.
yeah,
Imagination
ain't
is
no
everything. If
question.
not, you just sitting there. You can
Yeah.
have all the knowledge in the world. What Einstein said, knowledge is nothing without imagination. No,
Oh, ain't no
imagination.
question.
Yeah, knowledge is nothing. You can know
Mm-hmm.
everything because first you got to apply it. So that's
Mm-hmm.
action. But
Wisdom.
knowing something, but imagining. So the imagination to have a vision, which is I learned this the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Idea is the origins of the word idea, the etymology is entity. And
Mm-hmm.
so over the years, just being an artist, I've looked at things and learned things. So it's this like energy field above our head, right? The Wi-Fi and everything, all that's made off our brains, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why when you see the picture, they put a light bulb here, right? And then if you listen to Albert Einstein or Edison, a lot of them say, "I don't think of nothing." It comes to me. You thinking, and then one day you stop thinking or you take a walk and it hits you, right? So entity, right? Something outside of you, the collective consciousness. If you believe, like I said, the Wi-Fi, it's
That's
a whole
called the
lot of
ethers.
the ethers, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so you gotta, as an artist, you gotta even understand that. Because you might start and get lucky and do it one way and do it one, but over time to be able to consistently do it on a high level and create things that people, revere for years, then you kind of gotta know that. And that it was some videos I was gonna play on that, but to bring it all the way back, the people, right? We talk about the criteria, right? We say if we talking to the people and we ask them, okay, who you think is the best band,
Right.
on certain nights. Say we go see Junk back S's backyard, junkyard, and
Plug in,
plug
new
in, and whatever.
impression,
Just like say it's 4 or 5
TCB.
bands.
Right.
Who was the best that night? And who was the best lead talker that night? Say we doing our the up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they say, well, I thought G was the best. We want to know why, right?
Right.
What makes a person the best? What makes a band the best band on that set tonight? Is it because the crowd danced more? Is it because it made you Drake more? Because
Mm-hmm.
like they
Got a
cranked more? You
metric.
like the percussion more? Like what's the thing? So me and Roland talk about how we could break down these different criteria. Like, what's
A
the criteria when
definition.
we talking about greatest rapper alive or your top 5 rappers, right? What's the criteria? And that's always the thing because it's okay. Jay-Z, is it because he got the money and he did it this long? Is it because his wordplay? Is it because So we want to bring that to go so we can like put it under a microscope and really see and really analyze what makes the best lead talker. Because what makes a good lead talker? So we need to know what makes a good lead talker before we can decide why this lead talker is the best lead talker. And
Because ultimately,
all that's from
what
Roland.
ultimately what we're gonna be able to do is set a platform for nominations for the awards that we will be honoring these people with. So it won't be no misunderstanding about what it is that we do.
Absolutely.
So when we say the best, then we have to have definition plus context for us to understand, what their role is. You know what I mean? So we over this next year, over this next summer, we're gonna be looking to define that, provide the proper context so everybody can understand.
Okay. So saying that, let me just show this right here, because guess what? Hey man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Good brother. I'm sitting a little further back from my joint, guys. Dante Morrison, man. That's a blessing, man. That's what it's about. Because,
Mhm.
it ain't easy being chiefy for cheesy. I'm on the paper chase. I tell that to love me or leave me. But to do this every week, so that means a lot, man. Appreciate that. Absolutely. definitely got the good brother rolling here. So you're saying about the context, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of we talking about the criteria. So last week I was speaking on this guy whose channel I came across. Man, damn, goddamn, thank you, Dante Morrison. Appreciate that love. So he was talking about the context of your music and how you present it.
Mm-hmm.
Not, first you got content, then what's the context? Right? When
Mm-hmm.
you think about Daft Punk that wear them the space helmets, and you
Mm-hmm.
think about Sia, like these different artists that some of them you don't see. What's the rapper name that wear the mask? I forget his name. But these type of situations, right? And so I'm familiar, but like this dude got a real cool way of breaking stuff down,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna play that for a hot second. I mean, unless you was on one, hold up, because I think it'll be good for all of us. And I'm coming in saying his stuff. I mean, in a sense, his
Right.
idea and his
Ultimately, we authored that ideology
mm-hmm.
because when you look at Sly and the Family Stone, they presented dynamic music, but they thought it was more artistic to dress the part. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about Isaac Hayes,
Yeah. I
his
mean,
bravado was a part of his signature. When you talk about the Godfather, man, he was so dynamic and expressed with so much charisma. It is a staple of what defines a lead mic. And if you as a lead mic in this earth time and not studying the original, and then those who come behind them who are noted as being professionals and masters at it, we bump you down for that. We got to bump you down for that. We don't see none of them elements. We still on to all the creativity and the evolution of a thing, but we got to
right,
be able to trace you back.
right,
hmm
because
And one of the perfect examples to that is the brother who won a couple of wars this year. No matter how they say they won them, but that good brother, Scooby, man, he ain't the godson for nothing.
oh yeah,
That man, he perfecting his craft. Man, the positive energy, the charisma, the showmanship. Man, listen, he performed. But ain't nobody gonna tell you he top five all time,
right,
you
right,
know,
and been doing it for years.
and been doing it for you.
Yeah, one of my favorite people from Optimistic. We come up together, so it's like we seen each other in the beginning stages, and he always stood out way before this godson. Like his
Yeah,
tone, there was just certain stuff way before he picked up a guitar. So
man,
that's what,
and
man, definitely shout out to Scooby. Congratulations
yes,
on
indeed.
your
And,
win.
and and when you look at a lot of the ones that have a certain amount of knowledge on them, one of the things that resonates a lot, and I got a deep appreciation for. Man, they just good brothers, man. Man, you see them walking through the crowd, embracing, high-fiving, dapping up anybody that come their way, got a second or two to holler, all that stuff. Man, I ain't even seen the bad experience yet with them good men. And I had men talk about, man, certain dudes, he ain't like that, he ain't this and that. Man, I ain't even seen a bad moment where any of them good men, even the ladies that's lead mics, be dismissive.
Right.
So that speaks volumes for what our genre is, man.
That's everything, really. That's the legacy, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, giving that, that's not a good thing. You giving something else, the opposite usually. Like so that
hmm
if you approachable and humble,
Man,
yeah. So
I got
definitely shout
times
out.
with me and my men back in the 80s, man. We coming from wherever we coming from, we might go to the Tyler house, might see Chuck, might see Funk. You know what I'm saying? And they was always ingratiating themselves to us, man. You know what I'm saying? So therefore to see that in its realest form, even with the young bands, man, them young dudes get a bad rap for the type of music and the brand, and the evolution of the bounce B side. Man, but them young dudes is on man time, man. And
Yeah,
I would love to make sure that they get the proper notoriety for that, man, as they still continue to grow that side of the genre.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's important though, man.
Hmm.
Like I said, the most important, I think, in not just go-go, of course, and just in life, right?
Hmm.
Treat the person sweeping the floor same way you treat the janitor. And you hear about that and with people that had decades in the game, like a LL Cool J. You
Hmm.
know, certain people that you like, they ain't still around and relevant though, you know? And so I think that's important. Um, but yeah, the criteria of all these things and just like getting the opinion of the people. How do you like the venue? You know, how do you like the wings? Are the drinks good? Are they
Hmm.
strong? Are they too high? Are they watered down? Did the band play long enough? How do you feel about the breaks in between bands, which is one of my pet peeves with go-go?
Oh yeah.
I'll leave. Like, oh, I just come at a certain time knowing if it's a few bands, okay. Now it's like it'll make me say, especially as I get older, I'm gonna pick my last two favorite. I might want to see the one and maybe not the one, and then I can't stay for all four bands in a 20-minute uh setup, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, but I would like to know from some regular, not like that, but you know, I done been on both sides, so I know what they doing up there that's taking so long. But if you know what I'm saying, just on the professional, uh, like you said, we trying to expand, we trying to elevate. So yeah, if we talking to the people and then we do a survey and 98% of them say, man, I can't stand waiting that 20 minutes. Sometimes I leave. Then we take that to go and we say, look, this was going on, and maybe we can improve on some things that have been holding us back, right? Which I think
Hmm.
right now we're in a good place. I think all eyes on us. I'll keep saying it. All eyes on DC. All eyes on go especially. I've talked about this for years, and it was this gonna come. It's gonna come. Just and people like no, it's not. Man, people like my father for one. No, it's not. It ain't gonna happen. So they've been did. Yeah, I'm like, but I feel it. And I got instincts, and I'm seeing the internet, and there's different things going on. I've lived in Atlanta, so I've talked to people. Everybody in Atlanta from Chicago, and talked to people from Alabama or what I'm saying, Mississippi, and shared it with them. Where, like I said, now we got the video. It's almost experience like going to a go-go. So and the podcast and the Nucci is a big part of it, right? Nucci's definitely a big part of that. What's going
Shout
on?
out to my man Don Chu.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Smash task.
Yeah.
Goddamn IG. No, but yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Nucci, man. NAACP, a lot of people looking at what he doing. So I think that's a great plus. Like I said, did I play this already? I think that's a great plus. But this guy is called The King's Hand. I'm gonna play a second of it, but
Wait, what you think?
yeah, you was talking about content
Content. Mhm.
and all these things we speaking on. It's been a minute rolling. I gotta remember how to allow share window. Damn.
You put your engineer hat on.
Yeah, it's just like what's going on? Oh no. See, I'm doing something wrong. Escape. Okay. Present or invite. See, y'all ain't never had to work. If you worked StreamYard before, you know what I'm going through, but it's all good. I got it. Allow share screen. Okay. Why are they at? Hold up. Let's don't share the entire screen. No. Oh, see, it's always something. I don't want to share my entire screen. Present or invite. Oh, J.A.B. Allow to share window. I don't want to. Oh God, who's knocking at my door? This ain't it. Okay. Maybe I think my joint updated. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. My bad, Roller.
Hmm.
I don't know. Invite it's a share screen. It's always so easy.
All right.
This
Do the
time create a
YouTube tutorial.
window. Allow to share screen. Don't allow. Oh, okay. So yeah. Well, I'll just share. That's crazy that I'm sharing this whole window. Oh no, don't add the stage. Okay. So this how we're gonna do it. Boom. Play this. Wow. What what happened? They not giving me the audio. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I figured out. I got somebody at my door. Who's this? Triples with a band. Junkyard. Yep. Ice Cube and Yo Yo came to triples. You remember that rolling?
I heard about it. You know where I was at. I was in college when all those things were taking place.
Everybody say up F you Ice Cube. I
Yeah.
gotta pay back some other nigga. And that's why I always be treated like a goddamn stepchild, man. We used to play that tape forever. Damn, that's crazy.
And those times, man, uh gave us a look into what a Renaissance area will be. And being that we got so many different bands, and we basically have 3 or 4 different sub cultures that bands play in: crank, bounce, grown is sexy, and for lack of a better term, band is show. It's going to be evident. It's going to be cool to see some of those things mature and get to a point where, back in the '80s, man, we had a lot of that international and national flair. You know,
Yeah, that's a fact. That was like a prelude of look. All right, let me play this.
okay.
I got the sound. But
Can you
yeah,
still hear me?
yeah. I like
Okay.
this guy. Can you hear him? Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, because I gotta share my whole damn screen. But right here.
Okay. I see him now.
No.
There you go.
You can see him?
I can see the whole screen, but you ain't on it and him. And now you got to put the sound up. I can hear the sound.
You don't hear the sound?
Yeah, I do.
This is fucking-
Now we're just on your Facebook page.
You can't see. Hold up. Hold. If I add that, I'm trying to see
Now
him.
you good. Now you're on StreamYard now, but it's not on your Facebook. So I got the Facebook Live and I got the StreamYard.
I know, but why I can't see him?
Now both of them on.
So if I
Okay,
do
there you
this,
go, right there. You just had there you go.
you see him?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See, it's giving me what?
Now you
Now what
go.
you see? Just me.
Mm-hmm. Now there
So
you go again.
so you see him.
On your Facebook one, not on your yeah, matter of fact, it's on both of them. Yeah, there they go.
That's crazy. Okay. All right, give me a second, y'all.
Hmm.
I gotta open my door. Oh God, that's crazy. Um, I'm sorry. So yeah, this dude got some good videos. If you go subscribe to his channel, you know they pop up on, and it's very interesting. He has a great perspective. But I thought that was good. I don't know, like when it's showing me, it
Yeah.
ain't showing me him. So,
Okay.
but I'm doing something different. I got Serato open. I got a lot going on. So maybe you know,
You get it
somebody.
together.
But yeah, you already know this is we just Cheef and Go live. We on the fly. Impromptu like a go go band.
Extemporaneous without preparation.
Hey, uh,
Extemporaneous.
yeah, that's a nice one. That sounds like a goddamn dinosaur, but I know what it means because I took
Yeah.
Latin, so I hear the
Yeah.
roots. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean I
Mm-hmm.
can kind of yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, that look now look. I'm such a troubleshooter, which is a sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to figure that out, but
All right. But in the interim, man, we got a lot of big projects coming up this summer, man, this year, and definitely we want to set the stage for um, the next year's success with all the award shows and the major shows that's gonna be coming up this year. We want to set the stage for being able to give the people a lot more insight, intelligent and astute insight as to exactly what they seeing, what they participating in, and what they was not able to attend. So at the very least, we'll be able to say to them, now that you have this context, this perspective, what is your understanding? And then once we get some consensus and some waves of support in a certain direction, we can start to elevate. You know what I mean? It's just like, you push water in a direction and you push it harder and strong enough, if it has enough influence, man, it's gonna move a mountain. And so we definitely moving in a positive direction, but it does not come without friction. It does not come with displacement. And like I teach, some of my classes, man, in order for you to properly construct, you have to deconstruct.
deconstruct. Yeah,
Ain't no
build and
question.
destroy. In fact,
Yeah, man. And if you plan on building something to the sky, you might have to dig far enough, at least halfway down. You know what I'm
so
saying?
so the roots will be strong enough to
Yeah, no
hold it
question.
when it goes to the sky.
The foundation in and of itself. So we're gonna
Absolutely.
have to create some metrics and some understanding that allows for us to grow through the friction of the soil that brings and produces, a better and bigger fruit. I mean, because
Mm,
everybody, man, it's 100 bands out here, man. And like I was explaining to a couple of band members from some mid-level bands that's putting themselves together, putting themselves in position to be successful. If I told you you was ranked number 30 as a band, what would you say? And we not gonna keep parsing the heads on whether you bounce beat or grown and sexy or crank. We talking about, man, y'all go right. Okay, now let's talk about what do y'all do better than band 31, and what do y'all not do better than band 29. And we create a metric that decides that, or at least give us understanding so that everybody can have a qualified, intelligent, and astute opinion. And then we can build, man. We can build from there.
yeah.
There's a lot of people disgruntled about the winners of those awards, mainly because of the nomination process.
Hmm.
Okay, well, let's clear up that process by having some conversation before we even get to that point as to who doing their thing. And if you're not performing on at the very least, a three times out the month um a pace, then we can't even properly, quantify your
Hmm.
ranking. We can't put you in the same category as somebody who's performing 5, 6, 7 times a month and say that you the best. Now, once you qualify for that type of support, and we be able to get some dynamic footage, some dynamic reporting back on your skill set and your musicianship and your leadership or whatever,
Hmm.
then we can properly say, man, this man needs to be nominated, and we have evidence as to why.
Absolutely.
And if we not doing it that way, then we gonna be continue to be far behind all the other music genres, as they have metrics to decide whether it be
Exactly.
ticket sales or
Mm-hmm.
attendance or
Mm-hmm.
viewership or video support. I mean, they have metrics to
Metrics is the
decide.
key.
There ain't
Is
no
the key
question.
word. So
Hmm.
it just hit me right. So I'm doing the expansion tank on the boiler.
Hmm.
And now my man, your plumb, master plumb, he said, man, just get it. They calibrate it. This
Hmm.
joint need 12 PSI. And then
Mm.
I'm looking at the joint, they like, yeah, get a little bike pump or, right? Everywhere you go, metric or, America, when
A
you talk about
gauge.
length, the
Hmm.
gauge, right? How do
Hmm.
we gauge?
Hmm.
Because everywhere you go, 50 for them little race bike tires, the little
Hmm.
skinny, they need a higher pressure. These
Hmm.
these tires need this, but
Hmm.
everywhere you go, it's consistent, right? So
Right.
how do we do that across the board? This is that. This is like so. Yeah, if you're not at 15 psi, you're not making it. Just like your gas gauge, though. We
Hmm.
need the
Hmm.
gauge. We need
Hmm.
the metrics. So like you're saying, we need to agree so we can all agree on okay, the best lead talker needs this, 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 and this. And
Or
if he
the lead
doesn't,
talker.
mhm,
In order for you to qualify as somebody who we say, um, there's a standard. You got to at least
right,
be up to the standard. Now you can just get on the mic and say what you say and do what you do, but there's a standard for qualifying in our genre as a good lead mic. Now
right,
you may not be Bugs, and you may not be Lil Benny, but
hmm,
man, you better be able to show some elements of the root of what you saying you a part of. And any genre, like for instance, any lead mic in rock. Like you can see those same elements from the day they started with that genre to the people who just come into that space. They have those fundamental elements that are present, and
right,
you see them, especially if you know intelligently and astutely what to look for.
absolutely.
And so
So
we want to make sure that the people have that voice, have that understanding, and have that context. So when they say, okay, we going down to Fast Eddie's tonight to see Still Familiar, my man Steve Roy, and just so happened they got Say No More band with them. Of course, that duo gonna be performing Friday night down at the Shock Bar. Shout out to the Say No More band and Steve Roy and them was Still Familiar. And
oh,
just
I'll be there.
imagine we juxtaposing that showmanship, that artistry of a lead mic. And you got somebody like Steve Roy who was, to me, underrated as a lead mic. But then you got the good brother for Say No More. I can't remember, I misplaced the thought of his name. But man, he is exhibiting some characteristics that need to be made note of.
Is that I need the other Bam? Is it? Say no
I
more. I
can't.
don't know.
Maybe I misplaced the thought. And I talked to the brother a few times. I got the chance to speak with him down at B&G Taverns in Akakeet when they play down there a few times, and I was down there with my security team, and so I was able to chop it up with them. Man, they was very well receptive of some of the critique I gave them, and we chopped it up real well. Man, I know some of the band members. We embrace and the love for this culture, man, and we talk about some of the things that will allow them to really elevate their space. You know what I'm saying? And they committed, man. They got energy and an effort that is need to be commended. But again, because it's not enough friction in the industry, and there's so many elements in the grass in the environment that is growing. We need to clarify what is vegetation, what is evolution, and what is stagnation or just a placeholder. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Because
So when we
everybody got a
do it,
place.
ain't no question. Because I mean, there was times where you seen certain bands back in the day, they may have had a summer or two,
Hmm.
and because of whatever other dynamics came into place, they, missed the next 3, 4 summers. You know what I'm saying? They missed out on the elements. Just like if you take for note over the last year and a half, maybe two, Major League on the Virginia side. Now they've been playing for what I understand for a minute, but over the last year or two, they took a giant couple of steps forward and continue to. You you know. And if we looked at them from an intelligent and astute perspective inside to dissect them the same way we did when Junkyard was coming into his own, man, we gonna start to see some elements of things that can be potentially great. And one day say Major League is the number one band in the city.
Yeah,
You
what's
know what I'm
that?
saying?
What's that analytics? What
Well,
was it? You know, what was the turning point? What were these things that kind of switched the last 2 years over? Other than time, right? Because he said he tried a couple times. They was in it for 8 or 10 years, and
hmm
he found the right personnel and
hmm
consistency.
hmm
Like yeah, that's even part of the stuff. So we can know how to rinse and repeat, right? So we know how to repeat this cycle. We looking at bands and say, what was the pro? What made y'all great? Not that it's gonna work exactly the same for, but you looking at these fundamental things
hmm
that consistently, okay, this is how it happened for Major League. These now is like some of these things, the same things that Pocket Three had,
hmm
same Hucklebucks thing, the Junkyard when they was young, Essence when they was young.
Well,
So
let me
they
tell
had
you.
certain things, so then we know how to replicate it. But
Let
real
me
quick,
tell
the,
you.
the, the lead, the lead Mike,
hmm
like you said, then transferred to Rock, the lead singer,
hmm
and then the hip hop is the MC, is a master of ceremonies, right?
hmm
It's a
hmm
leadership quality that comes there, and all those genres, of course, um, uh, you know, require certain skill sets, but fundamentally and ultimately that energy that leads and is able to dictate the band and the crowd, read the crowd and bring that out or whatever. You know what I mean? But that's the MC. I wanted to be clear that a
Yes,
lead
indeed.
one, because that's our turn. A lead Mike, he run
hmm
the one.
hmm
That's the MC. That's a master of ceremony. Some
hmm
some some guys rap and people write for him and all that. A
hmm
master of ceremonies knows how to control the crowd. But go ahead.
And then because we have a specific type of blueprint that the Godfather has set, we see historically what it means to be that, not just somebody who is at the mic and speaking and singing and rapping, but there is a dynamic context and an astuteness that comes with doing that because of the call and response with the crowd in a festival style venue, which a go-go is. It's something different from a arena. It's something different from, a concert. But when you got somebody that's coming to the front of the stage and wanting to get themselves on display, somebody who may be somebody may come from a far enough place that they want opportunity to get on the mic and get on display will carry their tape for 20, 30 years. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
There's a certain
So
intimacy. You're
oh, ain't
right.
no question. And so when you have the conversation about the ones who did it the best, when you talk about just what it is that takes a go-go band to the next level, it's about having an element or two in that band that is showstopper, that is dynamic, that is a portion that like we can't really teach this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like so when you talk about the evolution of JY, who I am a staunch advocate of, man, Bugs was just different, man. And when you, as I talked to you about this before, man, when we started talking about the constituent parts of JY in this era time right now, and to me, it's not a band alive right now that do nothing with JY, nothing. And if you ask everybody to say from constituent parts, whether it's their keyboard players, the drummer, the Congo player, first and second mic, etc. You may have one of those constituent elements in the top five of anybody's ranking. You may have KC in the top five of a singer in all the go-go bands. You may have their keyboard players in the top five of any keyboard players on staff at any band. But as solid as Winko is, solid. Nobody gonna say he's in the top five. As solid as Big Youngin is as a drummer,
Mm-hmm.
nobody gonna say he's in the top five.
Mm.
But ain't nobody gonna tell you Bugs ain't in, he ain't one, if not two. Nobody gonna say that. And
Mm.
because he is that, he carry that band like none other.
That's very interesting. But
Yes,
even
indeed.
the brand of Junkyard.
Ain't no
it
question.
kind of it can overshadow a big youngin or not Wink because Wink been there since day
Mm-hmm.
one, but it does happen. It
Mm-hmm.
does happen with Wink, and everybody got their way, and and if you know, you know. We
Ain't
if you
nobody
know,
gonna
you
play
know.
with him. I mean, him being solid. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody
Oh
gonna play
yeah.
with Winko.
Oh no.
And
I'm not.
and,
I'm
and
just
here's
saying some people. So what's our criteria of solid? That's the thing.
well, here's
Certain
it.
things is glitz and glamour and
Mm-hmm.
speed and all the flashy, right? Like we say about Rocksteady Show and
Mm-hmm.
Winko. It's just a certain thing that certain people do, and I guess because they've been doing it since like they pioneers.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you can't. So that's
He
what we
like they
basing our
man. Listen,
criteria
they
off.
bang is like Tom Brady's offensive line, Slim. Like you don't never you
You don't
you
hear
probably
nothing
can pick
about them.
out one or two offensive linemen by name in
Yeah.
his whole tenure.
Yeah.
But they was just so solid to allow him to be who he was. And that's
Facts.
what Bugs has at his disposal. And you can
Facts.
tell because of his experience and mastery of the craft that you see where those elements get their shine. Like you'll never hear a whole show go without saying, let it go, Winko.
Funky
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
yeah.
You,
That
you,
code
you
name,
never
right.
because he understands that's his job as the master of ceremony to make sure his constituent parts get they shine. And
Especially
that's
the
why I tell
Congo
somebody,
player and
yeah,
go-go's like the
ain't no
DJ
question.
and
And
rap.
he's
Okay.
solid because he not gonna miss a beat. His timing is perfection. He don't
Absolutely.
have the flair of a smoke. He don't have the flair of a rock steady, which is notable in the culture.
Because he
But
don't
there
want
was
it.
well,
If you know Wink, exactly. But go ahead.
but there was a time where I'm talking about man, Winko was, you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
was
and that's what
more
he
than
know.
solid.
That's
He
why he
was
don't
not, there
want
ain't
it.
no question,
He
man.
be like, I laid the foundation for y'all.
Yes, indeed.
He's
Yes,
a
indeed.
Winko is one of the realest, and there's a lot of people in this go smoke too. Like
No
these
question.
dudes, just like a lot of them become Mickey too. Smoke, Wink, and Mickey are so similar when you know them on a personal level.
Right.
Man, they ain't about none of this. Man, look.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Slam, I'm from the city. I'm gonna smack these joints in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just something. We just got something different from the world. But nah, so y'all see what I'm saying about my conversations with brother Roland and the coach, because
Yeah.
my family chameleon, she said, yeah, I didn't know if you saw this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and he brings up things that I'm some certain things I'm so close to it, I would never see,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then so that's for me, and then for the crowd they would never see it either because they so far from it. And so
Mm-hmm.
Roland is this person that can and that has looked at it, has a certain way of analyzing things and the meticulous, um, astute,
Yeah.
intelligent way of looking at what we call our DC culture, our sound, go-go music. And that's why we are about to do this podcast that's going,
It's gonna
what is
blow,
that?
man. We're
It's
gonna
going to
put
shock up the
everybody.
world with
Man,
my late say.
and trust me when I tell you, man, the friction that's gonna come from what we're gonna produce is not meant to destroy, but to build.
Exactly.
Because we're gonna have to put the metric of what we're gonna be able to do to get this genre to the next level on display. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm working behind the scenes right now to create an opportunity to make that metric live and real color. Like, I mean, like it's gonna be an opportunity for bands to really show and prove in a live studio audience type of feel in the go-go. They gonna be able to put their skill set up against another band and we gonna rock. And we gonna assess intelligently and astutely that performance. And we're gonna have the people, of course, the masters, the musicians that's in it intimately, they're gonna have a perspective. But trust me when I tell you, ain't none of those perspectives bigger than the people. Because if the people stop buying your product, if the people stop attending your show for one reason or another, especially if your intelligence and astuteness is not being presented in the form in which musicianship and go-go is mandated, what we talking about, man? What we talking about?
Mandate. Yes.
Yeah, because
Mandate.
go-go is is a discipline. You know, and we need to respect it as such. Same way rock and jazz and R&B, it's a discipline. It's certain elements that transcends and it's and weaved and woven through every artist that come in that element. Country music, and then when you start to create different types of country music, bluegrass, then you still see those elements with people who ingratiate themselves to those things, right? So all we have to do is continue to create that platform and those metrics that allow us to say this is not something that can be overlooked.
Mm, undeniable.
Hmm.
And
Especially
as a
important.
producer, that's what we in the studio, and
Hmm.
we looking for a hit. You know what we call a hit.
Hmm.
You know, we trying to listen for that thing that's just undeniable, right?
Right.
Yeah, and if we both think it's undeniable, let's go to the next step. So, like you said, that's a
Hmm.
fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when we start breaking it down, like it's undeniable certain elements and bands that is transcendence. Like my man Wincy. Like ain't nobody playing with Wincy, man. Hey,
No.
his approach to his craft is not like something that just comes by night. Like Slim, he put the time in. Him and G is dynamic, man. I'm talking about you can say ABM is performing at, and you know that's my man, young fella shooters. Shout out to shooters at ABM. But if you say Wincy and G gonna be there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So you already know what elements they bring to any stage, man. So it's not something that they take lightly. They humble and they sincere about their craft, man. And you see that when they perform on a weekly basis, man. So
Yeah.
we make sure that these other bands is noted for the work that they put in. Like when we watched the plug-in band that time at the stadium,
Mm-hmm.
man, the A for effort.
Yeah.
A for effort, man. The opportunity that was given, A for effort. Is something else to be said about the execution.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
we gonna
We gonna get to that.
we're gonna get to it in the real
Ain't no
way,
question.
like, and it's no nothing personal, but it's
Mhm.
all about elevating the culture.
Ain't no
So
question.
yeah, man, I appreciate this because look, I ain't know what I was gonna do, but I was gonna tread water. You know me, I
Yeah,
try not to miss a week, but
yeah.
this was definitely
It's
a
gonna
treat.
pay off.
You
Hard work,
see?
man.
Yes, indeed. The
Yeah,
Up podcast coming soon.
yeah.
Good
Live.
brother rolling live.
Mhm.
We're gonna be at venues. We're gonna have chefs. So
Yeah, we gonna
hit
do
us
it
up.
all.
If y'all want to come
Symposium
through.
style. We gonna have the
Yeah,
people live right there.
live audience,
Yeah. Hmm.
panels. We're
Hmm.
gonna be talking to the people and some of the A. Let's do this, right? The B,
Hmm.
C list bands, because
Hmm.
all that's imaginary, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Yes,
or it's
indeed.
all just a construct of society and our perception until you break it as a band. If you're a B band, a C band, and you don't like that label, that's up to you to break it.
It's
But
a
we're here.
necessary evil. A necessary evil.
Yeah, yeah.
Necessary
Like
evil.
your
Somebody,
big brother teasing you, or your big cousin, or you
right?
going to school and what we call a bully. We all
Mm-hmm.
had people that picked on us. That's building blocks, right? These are obstacles and things you go into in life. You got to figure out how to. It's always going to be somebody
But
and work.
there's a metric need to be put in place to quantify that. So we don't have somebody can say, okay, let's go toe to toe. This is a fist fight, me and you, and you and yours, and let's get it on. And go, we don't have that. We don't have that in even in the slightest of fashion. We still struggle with, like, say for instance, on the bounce beat side. New Impressions won Bounce Beat Band of the Year, right? But based off of the go-go politics, it's still bands that will perform in the prime sex in the prime section of of a bill because of their longevity was before them. And as I was explaining to some of my peers, that don't happen no other place. Like if you the number one artist in R&B, if the number five artist was somebody who had 30 years before you and y'all was on the same bill, the number one artist gonna be the headliner.
Right.
Who got the awards, who is got the Grammys, they gonna be the headliner for that show.
Yeah,
And Go
yeah,
Go is not like that for some reason.
yeah. I mean, it's still in its infancy state. Well, 50 years, but right, and it's like that's a great point, actually. Right? It's like, yeah, it's almost like I don't want to use the word. It's like a slow. It's been so much. It's been so much. Like let's just equate it to black people. It's
Mm,
been so much taken from us and so much pushed on us, and with the area we living in, and most of the musicians that come out of a certain circumstance for
mm,
all these years, and we just couldn't find, your cousin dunking you when y'all in the pool or the beach is like, and
mm.
then we just haven't measured up in this to the talent or to the ability, or you know what I mean,
It's
over
just about
years, but it's still
monetizing it.
owned. It's still
We have to
owned,
be.
and
We
that's
have
the
to.
key.
That
That's
stuff
never
have
been
to.
exploited.
It has to have the weight that it need to have. Once you win awards that have weight and it has a monetary connection to it, it's a no brainer for them to be the headliner. Because it comes with being able to get your money back. The people have to sing that and praise that and follow that. Now, if you still because you won an award and in the streets, you still not like that, then man, you got to put some work in. Like for instance, like I tell people all the time, there was a time where I sat back and analyzed again the youngest on the bounce beat side. I said to myself, why is TCB the bounce beat kings and the ones that always close the show? When you got new impressions, reaction, ABM, Drama Squad, XMB. I sat and watched all these bands. And I had to actually question that. I stepped back and said, well, why is they closing why is they number one? And then I found out because they have a 20 minutes at the end of their show that
Mm-hmm.
is on par with Junkyard,
Mm-hmm.
Backyard, and RE when they ready. And it's very rare and it's actually required of a band to have a 20-minute workout at the end of the show that you can leave your crowd with to let them know they partied that night.
Okay, so let me, because as you saying this, I'm thinking of these posters that I've been downloading. I'd be
Mhm.
looking for the Huggerbucks on the Globe poster,
Right.
right? And then some of my partners got them. They online, they sell them. Ron Moten got a lot of them in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
We got posters. We was above EU, multiple. We got posters. We was above Pleasure, and
Mm-hmm.
that's in our house,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's like us getting treatment over the big sister.
But did y'all close the
Oh,
show?
optimistic. No, it wasn't closed. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. In
Billing
the
wise.
rankings, it's
Mm-hmm.
still a junkyard or a backyard or essence. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying. You know, as you say that, and I'm thinking like, what was the criteria that we had? Like, how did that happen? And EU. They had to prove themselves. The label. I get y'all got to tune in to Cheef and Go. Y'all got to tune in to the Go Go Loops YouTube. I have many lives. I talk about all these things, but it was a time where they had to come back and earn their respect before Maisha and the Hip Huggers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the young Huggerbucks and optimistic tribes and pure elegances and Northwest Youngins right there. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, and then so like you said they this nigga had this and this and that. Nigga, we had that shit was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Taste of Your Love was on jukebox and shit when I was coming up. Oh, come on, I'm not no disrespect to EU. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These guys, but that's why it's so crazy. Like, how was it's multiple posters and even Pleasure. But
Yeah.
as I be looking up Pleasure, like doing my timeline for my website, they really don't have no albums. They did them couple PA tapes, which Charlie modeled us off of.
Mm-hmm.
But Optimistic Tribe, even back to Scooby. Like we came out one year opening, and then the next year we had to play after them. Both years was just as scary, but that next year was way more scary. You talking about Tony Reds, I Can on the drums, Peony on Congo, Scooby Taco, E. Like these dudes, I don't know. It's like I don't know. They had like a jump start on us, right? They went to Eastern. You got marching band people, So just saying that to say, but we was jumping, we was leapfrogging shit. But Pun intended, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, but like you saying now, it was a situation that I'm just gonna speak on it. No disrespect to nobody at Fast Eddie's, where you had Lit playing in front of Still Familiar on Tuesdays. Been
Mm-hmm.
going for a while. Lit giving them two sets, right? Warming
Mm-hmm.
it up. And I usually pop up and I'm gone. I usually don't stay for the second set, but you know, that's family. That's real family right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I might see love in them. I've never seen Still Familiar on that night because usually I'm just coming through for whatever reason just to show love. Then they put RCA on the show. I love RCA, right? Little Bug. I love Paul. What he do? Like I tell people, one of my favorite drummers to watch, just because his face was this nigga be inside the beat. So, but
Mm-hmm.
god damn, I can't remember my name. My man, Talker. Just their whole situation. I've been following them. They got MAB. It's a certain '90s
Oh,
certain
MAB.
'90s elements
Oh,
that come
goodness.
inside that crank. But it was just like, damn, how they gonna have Lit playing two sets every week to try to build this Tuesday night, and then come in and throw RCA right there? What's the criteria? What's the reason?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Lit got a lot of originals. Just like I said, this family, everybody family to me. But I'm a little closer to Lit. But I love what RCA do. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
so
for the
that was
most
just
part,
like,
it's the people. Like if nobody is coming to see them and clamoring
but
for
look,
their
okay, but so RCA play, or is the promoters just
the
trying to figure
promoters,
out
right? I
how
got you.
to how because RCA played for like two weeks or 3 weeks, and then it was back to just letting Still Familiar,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's starting to really build a consistency. You know,
And
like
it
us
may
in
be the money
Knock at the
aspect of it.
Ibex. It sometimes it take time, and it's a whole different time. Sometimes it take time.
And it
Sometimes
take less time,
and our time is different now. We don't have much time
and it take
on
less
Facebook.
time. It take less time when you have elements that is undeniable talent, man.
That was
Like I
us.
remember,
So it took less time for us
it
at the
take less
IMAX.
time. Like when you got something that resonates, it may be a shooting star, but that's what y'all had.
Name
Like for
Saquon.
instance, when I see some of these Facebook conversation, they asking about, who. I remember one of them that said, "Who is the most entertaining artist in go-go?" Something to that effect, right? And they started naming lead mics and more so than the percussion players. Now, it's something to be said about that good brother, Rah, man. Um, Slim, he just dynamic, man, and he the conductor for a reason, man. And that man made a great impression on me with his craft. I sit and watch him study other lead mics. He come to other people shows, and you can see that he studying the scene and how to move, and you can see him incorporate that. So I got a good appreciation for Slim, but at the same time, um, if you come to see a show, you not somebody that's gonna dance or be at the bar, come to party, something like that. You come to, watch the band do their thing. You ain't gonna get no better show than when you go see Rock Steady, you know.
Yeah.
You go see
Uh
you go see Kirky on the Rolling Times. You gonna see some people that's dynamic in their craft. You know what I'm saying? You go see Smoke, especially when rapper dude got Smoke with him, because he gonna press Smoke out. You know what I'm saying? And when you go see, and then you start to evolve to the lead mics or the people on the front line, like the young lady to be it for RE and Miss Kim herself. Like, I mean, she ain't to be played with, man. Kim will close his show like none other.
she got her own situation.
Man, when
She
she
can
hit that
MC or run
KIM,
that one. Who
man,
is
when
it?
she,
Who is knock knock?
man,
The
listen,
KIM.
man, she had the whole Charles County Fairgrounds in a frenzy when she got up there with RE, because RE was just like, if I must be professionally honest, JY stomped the mud hole in, what I mean, the whole situation. But they left a little meat on the bone, like they don't normally do that. And if Kim didn't come up there and the dynamic of the crowd wasn't so receptive to her in that regard,
Mm-hmm.
he might have had an issue. You know what I mean? But if we don't have those type of conversations where the weight could be placed on things like that, and therefore the dynamics can, it's almost like tilling the soil of a soul. It's, tilling the soil. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
have those elements to be able to do that, you don't have a backhoe, you don't have to be able to dig and get the weeds out and get the understanding of what this soil is going to produce. If you don't create that, then we're not going to get to a place where we get better as a culture.
Absolutely. Can I go back to we got to go back to the rapper, the rah, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And as you talking, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
and that's what dialogue is about. Sparks is that
Mm-hmm.
that is like. Do you know how many people? So little backstory. I will always like rapper one of my favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Funk, of course Benny, but rapper, you know, evolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evolution, and then as a musician and an analytical person that I am, and just looking at stuff and breaking it down, to see all the pieces to either recreate it or just to understand. That's OCD, whatever. And I used to be like, all right, who rapper get his style from? So I used to always be like, damn, he got the finesse, he got the smoothness about it, and then he gonna take his shirt off and be on top of all the speakers and see I could go all the way back because I was at the
Right.
racket of fitness and you know what I'm saying. I knew what this was, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't this. Bugs is one of the first niggas to go up on his goddamn speakers with his shirt off. Like Bugs is crank. So, like I've said on this Cheef and Go before, I think Junkyard really established the word crank. I don't know if after before Junkyard, so which is 80. I don't know if 79 Essence joints they wasn't doing so much. But you know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
just seemed like the word crank came from Junkyard. Essence was they was jamming and they was solid and they was tight. And you talking about horns, you talking about Essence was a different thing. But Junkyard came along with buckets making something from nothing. And like Wink say, we created the foundation for y'all. And so I just look at them as the Crank Kings and where Crank came from, shut that motherfucker PA down. So
Mm-hmm.
Bug on the speaker, boom, boom. But it's got a certain finesse from funk. I even heard stuff listening to Chuck later as I got older. That rock got even from Chuck. Oh no, like just little nuances. I'm real
Mm-hmm.
detailed. So when you think about that, and he'll tell you. So this was in my head. I think he looked at Bugs and Funk, and of course, when you look at the timeline, that's what it is. But he did an interview one day, and he basically said he was like, "Yeah, I got this. I got the finesse of Funk." And I was just like, "Absolutely." So imagine. So we talking about these the first. So Essence started in '76, Junkyard started in '80. Chuck Brown released "Bustin' Loose" in '78, right?
Mm-hmm.
But '76, you had the Black Heat, you had the Young Senators. Go-Go was forming around 75, 76. Chuck is noted for it because he took the beat with the Los Latinos and did the call and response, and his personality created a certain thing that the establishment, the venue, we going to the go-go became the music. So I'm just saying, that's a little short period of time, the early stages. Then you got when Buzz come in, and it's still building, and then Northeast come in the late 80s, and Rapper come in early 90s. So I'm just saying, if you look at that trajectory, and if you're talking about exponentially, right? But down, not like 1, 3, 5, like that. When we talking about stock or something, the style. When you look at how many, it was a lot of, it was a certain amount of bands then that was coming off S's. Everybody trying. We all in the buckets. We trying to expand as youngins in school. Boom, boom, boom. So you got a lot of people being like Funk with the crank dance. Y'all go check the videos. Because Funk got the guitar. Then Rapper came along, and I'm just saying, it's so many more people. There's a certain amount of people that wanted to be like Bugs, or Bugs wanted to be like Funk. Though he looking at Funk, you see what I'm saying, and took it to where he took it. Then you get Rapper. So as it go on, you got it expands exponentially. Now you got so many rappers Me included. When I get on that mic, I gotta not try to be funk and rapper because I ride around and just and listen and mimic and you know what I'm saying, admire these guys, and that's what art is, right? Or music. You know, Neo looked at Mike. We already know Chris Brown looked at Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's your interpretation of your influences. So, but rapper, I would say have more people which come from Bugs, right? Or Benny. A lot of people come from that side. Like I had WAP on here last week, and I just be analyzing him. And I feel like it was funk, but it was more Benny, and Benny ushered in a certain style and certain nuances when we talking about rapping and the voice that is like prevalent in Big G. This voice, you know, and Big
mhm,
Tony had a certain voice. But no, I'm just saying. But when we
mhm,
talk about rapper, back to what you said, I just wanted to give rapper his kudos, the conductor, because
mhm.
he's definitely special and done a lot. Not to say that nobody else hasn't, but
Right.
he's definitely has a lot of people. He had a lot of impact and influence on this game, just like Funk, just like Bugs. But as we go on, it just gets bigger. Now we got the internet, so exponentially, you know, you're gonna see a lot of people that want to be like Amani. But Amani come from Bugs, Funk, G, shit, little Buck, Joey. You know what I'm saying? Now, as it goes on, you get all these things, all these people that come into like a bracket of these influences that they take from, and you know, sooner or later we're gonna make the you know, we're gonna build the greatest prototype or whatever, because this is going he's gonna have all these influences, 50 years of these influences to look to. But no,
If
I
they
just
doing a study, they not
if
studying
they
though.
if exactly.
You can tell they not studying because when you say I can put you a Mount Rushmore plus one that can't be questioned, right? And then you say now give me some modern. You take those that Mount Rushmore and set it to the side and give me some modern individuals and show me similar characteristics. Can we call that evolution? Because the
Mm.
characteristics they possess didn't evolve from them. Because the five greats, those characteristics, if you said the five greats in rap or the five greats in rock, that was Lee Mike. You see the elements of their craft and their expertise and their mastery in the people who come up to this day. But when you look at the go-go Lee Mikes, it's very rare that you see multiple characteristics in those newer Lee Mikes that existed in the masters. But there is a few that are. Like it's a young brother. I ain't gonna say his name, I ain't gonna say his band, but let me tell you something. I told him and his band the other day. And Jet Black, you might get appreciation for this. One day you might run across this young brother. Man, this young brother, he gonna be a legend, and he got little Benny running through his veins. You hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Man, when I tell you, like the brother talk about, he said, man, Air Ray used to crank, and of course, the term cranking came before the adjective of cranking.
Hmm.
So everything was cranking when you did this.
Right.
It wasn't cranking just because you did, it's because you did this. And that transition from you, whatever your groove was, or whatever your opening or your song was, when you dropped it in that pocket, that's what defined were you cranking or not.
Like
Right. And
rappers say,
then
it's always crank time. No,
yeah,
and like
and then
go
and the
ahead, go ahead.
best in the best bands was able to not only mimic what the Godfather and R.E. and those bands, especially like John Cabaloo and Hot Cold Sweat did, you was able to not only tell the people this is what we do, but I'm gonna leave it, go to the crank, and then we gonna come back to let y'all know we've mastered that. And so, like I told a couple of my partners before, man, I can teach you how to win a championship in basketball or football or ice hockey by watching 10 minutes of JY, a film I can show you. The
Mm.
mastery of how Buzz controls his band and gets the best elements out of them as a performance for this show, and it's seamless. And let me tell you, my first sojourn into studying music that way came from studying Phil Perry.
Mm,
And I can show you a one song I can teach you how to put a championship team together by following those elements of how
mm,
he produced and a live performance. This ain't even something that's in studio. This is a live performance.
the
And,
best.
and so when you have that as your craft and you have those masters in real time to study and you're not taking advantage of that, can we call that evolution? And that's why you
Mm,
say, and somebody like myself can say, man, y'all ain't nowhere near the top 20 or top 30 in the bands because you don't have no elements that I can say that is better than these bands because they have those elements that's consistent with the origin.
mm. Right. Right. So it's kind of like why Burner Boy is one of my favorite Afrobeats artists because I know Fela
Mhm,
Kuti or whatever. But
mhm,
so back to the word crank.
mhm,
In 91, 92, when I started playing 10th grade, we had Potential Band in Bladensburg. They had Total Groove. Total
mhm,
Groove was working with Big Butch. And
mhm,
that's when we had 2305566 Kobe. So we'd wake up and Total Groove and play the Tucker Road. You know, they was expanding more than us at that time. We were playing at Riverdale Rec and Evanston Rec and smaller
mhm,
things, drawing up our own flyers and these type of things. So, but I remember specifically because this is when I first started, 92 at the latest. And then we might come to school and they got the tape in their Walkman, or we done called PA Palace, and we said, man, y'all crunk last night. We were like, man, y'all was man, that shit was crunk last night. So this was some on 92, this way before Lord John and that whole aspect came too. So I just wanted to just little tidbits of information, man.
right.
And I don't know who else did that, but that we was making the past tense of crank because it was like Total Groove. We looked up to them. And
Mhm.
I called the hotline, man. Y'all was crunk. Y'all crunk like shit. Or we come in, man, we crunk like shit. We was crunk last night. You
But I
know,
think the origin of that term was used by Funk when he said, "Let me see you crank it," and that was back in the
yeah,
80s.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I could
So
be wrong on that.
and so the idea was that in when they went to the pocket, that's when you see the crowd really get into it. And to this day, like you might have a band that might be, playing a song, they grooving. But when they get in that crank, when they drop it off, they put in that pocket, you see the other elements that's in the crowd, the people, they start getting out their seat because that's the beat that moves them
What's the
in that.
frequency?
Ain't no
We in the
question.
trance. The
There ain't
go-go
no
swing.
question.
We gonna be in the
It's
trance. That's the go-go unity. That's the everybody on one. Like it ain't no talk, man. When that thing lock into the
man,
pocket,
come
lock it in
on,
the
man.
socket. It's nothing in the world. But look,
Especially in that environment, right?
Jet Black said I want to be Charlie on the mic. I gotta do this. Hey Jet, Mandingo. Charlie. Oh, goddamn motherfucker. So look, shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. Charlie Fenwick is one of the funniest, most intelligent. Like, if it wasn't for Charlie, I wouldn't be me. First of all,
Right.
then Boy and Ned. This guy, and man, he would tell us, I would, we was in artist development, we was in boot camp, we worked for years, and he
Mm-hmm.
would be talking to the lead talkers, training them, because he done been around. He had Hot Cold Sweat. He toured with Otis Redding. He done recorded with stylists and whatever these groups, woo, woo. And he would say, man, and Ty, you got to do this. You got to stroke them. And, you got to talk. Oh, Tina, I see you, Tina. You got on the red shirt. I like that shirt. Who's that with you? You got your cousins with you, Mickey. Like basically you got to go through and stroke these people. But I learned a lot of things just sitting in the back of that drum set, waiting
Mm-hmm.
for. And so, but he would say, man, y'all motherfuckers ain't doing this shit. And I come, he say, my wife would come in, man, all these motherfuckers sitting in there in style.
Right.
She make them all sit down on the floor, turn, do whatever she want them to do. You got to control the crowd. But I'm just saying, so this is training. But AJ say he want to be Charlie on the mic. So this is another little tidbit of information. So when we first came through, mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2,
Mm-hmm.
right? One is a mid range, 2 is like more of a bass, 2, 2, right? Charlie would say, uts, uts. So that's going from the low range. And I ain't realized this till years later. Just thinking back, like, why the fuck would Charlie say uts? Because that's giving you the low range all the way to the right and one little check for the sound man. Anyway, just little tidbits. And then the other
Mm-hmm.
ones had a song called the Utsa Get Ya, you know. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if Charlie got on the mic, that hey Jet Black Sound would be Charlie. That's Charlie. Man, Ningo, y'all motherfuckers don't know shit. We
Mm-hmm.
would come from a show and be in that van, and we done worked hard, and we be psyched because the crowd was moving. You know, it'd be successful
Mm-hmm.
to us, but we just
Mm-hmm.
babies. And we be in that joke. Yeah, and you see when that bitch
Mm-hmm.
flipped and started twerking and the midget, and we was crying. Here I got motherfuckers wasn't cranking.
Mm-hmm.
We spit the shit he used to smoke, and we be laughing at him shit. But I just, hey man, shout out to Charlie Fenwick. We learned so much from him. But AJ, that is a funny visualization through in my imagination to picture you wanting to be Charlie on the mic. But yeah, man, no, this is good. See, good brother Roland, like I told y'all. You see, his perspective and his spin on things is definitely needed in the culture. A breath of fresh air for me because he be having me looking at stuff, but you know, in a different
Man,
way.
wait till we really get into it, man. Like
Yeah,
again, man, a lot of what we gonna be doing with the Up podcast, you know what I mean, talking to the people, is really gonna be getting into the foundation that of any culture, man. It's the people, man. And be able to give them intelligent perspective, understanding, context, and ultimately not leave a stone unturned as to building blocks into growth. Because if you saying the go-go awards was not something that was um up to standard, then you can't say that without providing a solution, man. And we gonna make sure that um we gonna put forth our best effort to shine a light on the culture in a way that demands participation of these elements in the evaluation stages and the nomination stages throughout the summer. Even all the way down to the promoters of the genre. Like my man Big L, man, he not getting enough shine for putting together solid shows. My man Rayo, what I'm saying? Good men that put producing shows out of state. What I'm saying? My man Wally K, man, they doing it big, man. They get mid-level bands and really producing, black passion, and getting them in elements and spaces where you get to go and see them and get an enjoyment for the craft being utilized in the way it is. But at the same time, man, we getting the party. But it's just so many bands that if we don't create some metrics, we don't create some video footage of them putting their best foot forward week in and week out, we not gonna have go around long enough to be able to really bear the fruit from this harvest, man. You know, and we got, like you said, we
absolutely.
got 50 years already under our belt, and if you listen to the bands that have that nostalgic presence from the 80s and 90s, when they really get into their thing, man, they still playing music from 20 years ago.
Yeah,
They closing show with elements that from 20 years ago. Even like R.E. was such a phenomenal talent that their band, the original band members in the 80s and in the early 90s, man, they controlling the scene right now to this day. You know what I'm saying? They still Donnell Floyd and White Boy and then man, they still got elements all over this place, man. 40 years later, you know?
yeah, yeah. And shout out to Push Play, Funky Ned, Donnell Floyd, Mickey. That's a big part of what Essence did, and they're gonna get you a young drummer, Pam Ward. They flat out, man. Look, shout out to
And
them.
it's just
That it just
they
it reminds just reminiscent of them pockets. I mean, of course, it's Mickey,
and they
but
made it
it
so
just
we can't even go back up to MGM no more. They shut the MGM down.
yeah,
They shut it down. We couldn't even go. We can't even go back up there no more because it had so many people come to their show, man.
yeah,
Tricky Ink Entertainment. Shout out to Tricky Ink, my man. Uh, the good men over there, boy, man. And they had a performance up there, drink, man. I was probably one of the last ones that walked through the door before they shut it down. Talking about the fire march grade come.
mm-hmm,
So our people, man, we have a strong voice with our dollars in our attendance. But if we really want to raise the culture, we definitely gotta get some intelligence in the students on not only the bands individually, the constituent parts, these award shows, man, we got to get them some weight. The nominations got to have some weight. People like our good brother Joe Jackson, who had phenomenal insight and ideas. We got to elevate all aspects of it. That Virginia side, man, they coming into their own, and they gonna mess around and let somebody like me get $2 over rent money. And man, I'm gonna change the game.
Turn it up.
I'm gonna do
Don't.
something with this genre that they ain't seen in 40, 50 years.
Hey,
You
we
know what
ain't
I'm
even
saying?
going. We gonna turn it up.
Yeah.
But like I said, the
And it's
good
gonna
brother.
start with the Huckabucks reunion because we gonna have
Hey,
it.
real soon.
Yeah.
Real
We ain't
soon.
gonna
I'm working.
we not we, it's not gonna go past 31. They had the 30-year opportunity. We ain't going past 31.
Yeah. Look,
If
hey, I
I
call
got
it
something to
30,
say about
30 plus now. We're gonna do it
30
this year.
plus.
30
Yeah,
plus.
we gonna
Yeah.
do that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So we coming, yeah, man. The upcoming soon. Cheef and Go. Just wanted to I appreciate my brother Roland coming through. So I was, like I said, I was just coming to check in, and
Mm-hmm.
then we then gave y'all,
Try to create a work, man, because I definitely
yeah,
could have been
something
somewhere else
else.
doing something
Exactly,
else. Man. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? But the great God sent me this way, and I'm here for it, man. I'm gonna follow that element all the time, man. And hopefully,
Absolutely.
man, the next time we do some stuff like this, we'll have that call in audience aspect, man. We're gonna have,
Yes.
the live opportunity, the symposium style
Yeah.
podcast where the people gonna be right there, and we're gonna expose some elements all the way down to the cuisines that's being inspired by go-go. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
yeah.
We want to talk to the people who produce food by listening to, old air raid, or maybe listening to um Pocket Three or something like that while they cooking food, and we want to have it on deck, man, and
Yeah.
support them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because we
Yeah.
definitely got elements in our culture that's in our neighborhoods that ain't giving that money back. You know what I'm saying? And our people going to get their food from them when they can be going to get the food from us, and we just don't know where to pop up at. We don't have those brick and mortar spots. You know what I mean? Right next to the barber shops and all that type of stuff. We cook the same foods. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know,
We
we,
need brick and
we
mortar and click and order. We need the
yes,
whole
indeed.
realm,
Yes, indeed. But
analog
it's
and digital.
exposure. We need the
Yep.
exposure. We need to make sure our people get notarized for having drinks and juices and fruit bowls and rice and shrimp, shrimp fried rice that's made by us in our community and noted for that. And so when we need some egg rolls, we get some egg rolls with mumbo sauce because brother Sean and them make it. You feel me? So that's what we talk about, man. So we're gonna try to
Right.
expose those elements, man, and raise the culture as a whole. And when we start to bring them artists in town, we not gonna let them leave without having rubbed, lotioned them down, oiled them up, cuisine them, and immerse them in our culture. So when they go back home, people will notice that they came through a vortex of a culture that needs to be connected back to, in some Harriet Tubman style type of way, man. We got to go back. We got to go get some more people and bring this back here because it's just that dynamic.
Facts, facts. Shout
Mhm,
out to everybody that came through on Instagram. I can't read all the names, but it's the usual suspects, the family.
mhm,
Appreciate y'all. Y'all know we keep it cranking for the culture. I
mhm.
got the step. Appreciate you, brother Roland.
Yeah, people see me out there. They don't probably don't know my name, but they be seeing me doing
Yeah.
security thing with my good man. But in the next couple of months, man, we gonna do it. And I appreciate you once again, man. I'll catch you soon.
All right. Stay locked in, y'all. It's the Cheef and Go. We gone.
Cheef and Go.